V Rising is an action-adventure survival game about blood donations. It may have dawned on us that the donors aren't always willing participants, but they can rest easy knowing that it's going to a good cause. The two of us are on a quest to restore our former glory, or at the very least, work on our tan. Either way, we can use all the blood we can get. Besides, what's more romantic than conquering the land of the living on date night? Ironically, if I had to describe V Rising, I'd say that it bleeds a ton of our favorite games together. It kind of feels like playing Valheim, but with Diablo's combat mechanics and Rust's base building. Not to mention, hunting down the bosses feels a lot like playing Monster Hunter. All this is to say, we had a lot of fun sinking our teeth into this one.
Okay, that's the one. That's definitely yours.
That's the longest one. At face value, vampire survival isn't that much different than your average survival experience. You've still got to stay fed and collect resources. However, there's a lot of vampire spice that makes it unique. She's waking and she's hungry.
Whoa. Hello there.
Hello.
Oh, you look great, by the way.
Early on, we tried to play things out like a typical survival game, but learned pretty quickly that being a vampire meant actually doing vampire things.
We're learning the ins and outs of being a vampire right now, Tarn.
There's a lot of rules. What's fun to me about this survival game is how the daytime is what's dangerous. In every other game you play, every time night rolls around, we usually just wait it out in the base or sleep till morning. But here, the nighttime is where things get done. Under the cover of darkness, we're free to roam to our heart's content, and any sorry creature we come across gets turned into either food or crafting materials. In this one, it's the daytime that you've got to worry about.
Your hair is awesome.
The
sun is rising.
Shit, do we have to hide?
I don't know what's happening.
Oh god, is our health gonna go down?
I'm in the shade.
Yeah, stay in the shade, stay in the shade.
What does this mean?
I don't know.
I'm gonna step into the sun just to see.
Do you burn?
Yes.
Shit. Okay.
Stay in the shade with me.
All it takes is the day breaking through the clouds, and suddenly the whole atmosphere shifts as we go from predator to prey. When the sun is out, we switch from hunters to gatherers and go about collecting wood and stone for building. It's a lot safer than combat since you can find a nice shady spot to stand in while you wail on resource nodes. Just take care not to chop the same tree that your boyfriend was using for shade. Laying low till the afternoon.
Sun is setting on a day of fun. Look, Taryn, I'm feeling dangerous.
Oh my god!
That was close.
That's what I was gonna ask if you wanted to
The moon's rising.
You couldn't wait like 2 seconds? You're nuts, Boom.
What are you talking about? I just wanted to say hi to this wolf. Oh, he dodged like an absolute
That's
pro.
what I'm saying.
Nice shot, Taryn. Jeez.
Haha! There's something different and fun about sneaking through the shadows during the day that makes survival feel a little cooler to me. In most survival games, the dark of night is more of an inconvenience than anything, and it's why we usually choose to skip it. Sure, we could just sleep through it in our coffins, but it's not really necessary. Since the daylight has the same visibility as the night, we get to play the floor is lava, jumping from shadow to shadow instead. Ah, get out of the tree, get under the tree, get under the tree. Whew, that did not feel good. I love the way we both panic when the sun changes position and the shadows move while we're tucked behind a rock trying to avoid a sunburn. Step to the shade, Boo. You do not have divine favor.
Step to us, we have
I feel like you just go on the other side, because basically you think about it like, if it's an object, right? If the sun is out, there has to be a shadow and at least one, like in a direction, right? So like one side has to be safe until you
Taryn's
like...
doing some science over here.
Yeah!
Talking about like
Well, you just
angles.
keep standing to chop and hit stuff, but you always stand in the one sunny spot.
I can see it better that way.
Not even home is safe, as our vampires aren't the most skilled carpenters starting out, and therefore cannot craft a roof for our castle yet. Until we discover the forbidden knowledge of hanging up a tarp, we'll have to stick with the more draconian methods. Fortunately, burning the bones of our enemies is much cheaper and lazier than having to apply sunscreen.
Oh my god, we're gonna have bones for days, Taryn. Look at this.
As vampires, in place of needing food and water like in other survival games, there is still thirst, but for blood.
I can feed him. Oh, I can feed on him. I understand now. That was delicious.
This is so cool.
I thought I could feed the wolf and like befriend him, but what really happened there was I ate the wolf.
Aside from having a health bar, we also have a blood pool that needs to be kept full. Losing too much blood will cause health to drain, but consequently, it can also be spent to refill health if you've taken damage. There are a couple ways to get more blood, but the best way we've found so far is to go out and hunt. I'm feeding.
She's hungry.
If we're really desperate for a bite, we can also feed off of each other.
Yo, you can feed from me.
What? Like I can take your blood?
So if I do expose vein, then I like give you my neck and you can feed from me.
That's pretty cool. It's kind of romantic, right?
Yeah.
I am hungry, so...
Aside from being super useful, it's also kind of romantic. I'm really glad I'm playing with him because it feels super intimate taking blood straight from the jugular.
Drink, my king.
Oh my god. That's brutal. Well, enjoy.
Either way, when it comes to feeding off of each other, it's disproportionately me that asks for a snack. I hope I'm not being too much of a pain in the neck. I'm not saying I ask for it just because I like it, but I admit to drinking socially in the past.
I don't have any. I'm about to die. Can you feed me? Can you feed me?
Share in my power.
Thank you.
The important thing to understand is not all blood is created equal, and different enemies have different kinds of blood. Depending on the different type of blood you consumed, you'll gain access to different passive buffs. I haven't developed a taste for one in particular yet, but it doesn't help that I've basically been subsisting off of nothing but boyfriends and rats.
Yeah, give me that. Oh, this is so good. 94%. Oh my god.
Not only are there different types of blood, but there are different qualities of each type. He's got the passives and percentages all figured out already, while I tend to just eat anything that looks at me funny. All I know for certain is that when he lets me eat off of him, his blood always looks so rich and red, while mine looks like it's been watered down and chased with cranberry juice.
Yeah, so you don't want to drink unpure blood, as weird as that sounds.
Playing with another person is nice because feeding is when you're the most vulnerable. When an enemy gets low on health, you've got the opportunity to feed as a finisher. It's great if you're battling one-on-one, but if there are more around, then chances are you'll get beaten to a pulp before you can finish. I must have some severe bloodlust because it's just so damn tempting to, and I can't help it. Fortunately, I've got him there to pick me up whenever I get greedy.
I get the next feeding.
Conceptually, playing as a vampire means we're kind of the bad guys. I'm not sure when, but at some point it hit me that these people are aggressive the second they see us for a reason. Like, the whole point of their patrols is because they're trying to keep their settlement safe from people like the two of us.
Look at all the little rats you have, Taryn.
Oh, let me
Come
see.
pick them up.
Ha!
Can I have one? Because I just realized I have no blood.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we're gonna go kill humans. I'll probably have some blood from the humans.
Okay.
I can sort of understand now why the humans are afraid of vampires, because from their perspective, it looks like we're just being destructive for the sake of destruction. But in reality, we're just turning over every box and crate in their camp looking for a couple more sheets of paper.
Yeah, we don't drink water, but we need water for crafting, I guess.
Oh.
I always assumed that vampires conquered their castles, but in this game, we are carpenter vampires. When it comes to building, you have to lay claim to an area, and afterwards you'll be able to build on it. Initially, the two of us didn't know that you could form a clan to be able to build in the same area, so we ended up just building two separate castles right next to each other.
Maybe here. This looks like a good spot, Taryn. How about you build right here?
Oh, I like this.
What the hell? Maybe it's not a good spot. Hold up.
The nice thing about it was that it let us both learn the game mechanics a bit more before one of us took off the progression and ended up dragging the other along behind him.
Would you like my reinforced bone spear? Because I upgraded to a copper one.
Damn, yes please.
Okay, I'm coming to you.
Building up a respectful base comes down to collecting resources and refining them at stations around your castle. As the more logistically minded one of us, he's in charge of the production and I'm in charge of swinging my tools and stuff. I never played a game where you dual wield axes while chopping a tree, but then again, this game has had a lot of firsts for me.
I've never looked so sexy chopping wood.
I really like the dual axes. That's cool.
Wait, you have two axes?
So do you.
I do.
I will say this is my first experience with vampire lumberjacks, but so far, the experience has been a-okay.
This is
How do I
hilarious.
whip
I've never heard of a lumberjack vampire before.
Look at me! The castles are fueled with the blood of our enemies and have decay akin to arc or rust. Fortunately, since we're playing on our own dedicated server, it's not terribly difficult to keep topped off, but I can only imagine the hilarity and shenanigans we get up to on a multiplayer server with 30 other people.
I like your base. It's cool.
Thank you.
Like I mentioned before, combat feels very similar to something like Diablo. Between the two of us, he's more adept at getting in close, and I prefer to hang back and pepper things with my spells. As we unlocked new attacks and better weapons, we also developed better synergy and had much better coordination taking out foes. Still, the lone wolf in him loves to wander off and get into trouble all the time, so it's my job to find him and bail him out when it happens.
Oh, I thought you were coming to help.
That probably would have made sense.
Sometimes it's difficult to tell when something's dead because the impact sounds of hitting him and the monsters are the same. So I'll just keep swinging and wailing on him without realizing that we've already won. If we were able to hurt each other, I think this date night could have gone very differently for the two of us. Fortunately, we played with PvP turned off, so despite being undead, his life expectancy went up substantially.
Okay, I'm bailing. Kind of. I just need to heal.
Yeah.
I'll come back.
Distract. I'm going around the block.
When it comes to encounters, the two of us pick fights with literally anything that we come across. Beasts, warriors, rogues, workers. It doesn't matter to us how you taste, we don't discriminate.
Got
Get
him.
his blood.
What the hell are you?
I'm a vampire.
Vampire.
Blair.
Enemies' health bars usually tell you whether or not you're picking a fight with something your level. If they're yellow, it's fair game, but orange and red health bars are usually ones to steer clear of so you can live to fight another night.
Got stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck again.
Ouch. Who's he going for? You or me?
You.
The really dangerous enemies have a skull next to their name, and any sensible vampire should probably turn around the other way. The two of us take skulls less as a warning and more as a challenge though. Despite being outclassed and outgeared, it's always entertaining trying to push the limits of what we should be fighting. Nothing screams date night quite like battling an enemy twice your level for 15 minutes with nothing but a couple of toothpicks and barely chipping away at their health bar.
Okay, we're wearing her down.
Boss fights are the key to unlocking new blueprints and vampiric powers. You have to go out and track them Monster Hunter style using the scent of their blood to guide you. We have the same issue as we do with scout flies, which is that we can never stay on one task. Somehow, every time we go out to hunt a boss, we end up getting distracted and finding another boss. They're often much higher level than us, but we still decide to fight them nonetheless.
Look how close we were.
No.
It's not that big of a surprise when you step back and look at how much there is to do in this game. I remember the first time I glanced at the map and was shocked at how big it was, before zooming out and realizing how much more there was than I thought. The same can be said for the bosses. I remember beating 3 or 4 and thinking we were doing pretty good, before scrolling through the next few and suddenly seeing that they were all still part of Act 1.
That's awesome.
Is that as far as it goes, or is it just like we can't look further yet? Because I feel
not
like there's
sure.
more. Oh,
It's also
Act
still
2.
What?
I've come to accept that no matter what you do in this game, it will always somehow turn into a boss fight one way or another. We can't go outside our castle walls to grab some leather without stumbling backwards into a major fight or 3. I probably wouldn't put up so much of a fuss about it because it's more resources, but my inventory was full before we even left the base.
I have a full inventory too, so this is kind of silly. Like, I guess you can pick stuff up though.
Among the new attacks and resource stations, by far, my favorite unlocks are all the transformations. The first time we unlocked wolf form, I nearly lost it at the idea that we were now vampire werewolves. Does that mean we're weak to silver and garlic? If the humans want to kill us, they better be packing silver steaks. Or I guess they could just do things the easy way and wait for sunrise and let us kill ourselves.
Ooh, wolf form, Taryn.
Wolf form? We can turn into wolves?
Yes. That's cool.
We stay in the shade, stay in the shade.
I am in the shade.
The wolves are not immune to the sun.